Well, Charleston audiences will soon be treated to the world premiere of a drama set in the Low Country that explores art, the weight of past choices, and redemption. Ooh. Well, let's welcome award-winning playwright Brad Erickson and Sharon Gracie, co-founder and artistic director for Pure Theater. So happy to have you here both with us.
Thank you.
I love the title of this play, The Ocean We Swim In. So does the ocean play a metaphor in this?
It is both a metaphor and there's a real scene that takes place in the ocean.
Okay,
so
wonderful.
You'll see both.
Tell us more about the plot.
So the plot is there is a critic, a renowned art critic from California who gets caught up in the kind of cancel culture of a few years ago, is canceled and moves with his husband who's from South Carolina.
Okay.
They move to Somerville where they buy an old house and they're going to start an inn.
Yeah.
And once he's here, he has the opportunity to write an overview at the big art museum in town for a local artist who's about to turn 100, and they're doing a sort of lifelong retrospective of his work. And the critic sees an opportunity to sort of resuscitate his career by throwing this guy under the bus and accusing him of appropriation and racial stereotyping.
Oh, goodness gracious. Ooh, it
Yeah.
sounds very complex.
And then we find out some interesting things about both sides. Mysteries unfold
Yeah.
and people change at the end of the play.
What was the inspiration for this story?
So my husband and I moved from
Yes,
California.
okay.
I was not canceled. But we moved to Somerville where we bought a big old property to create an artist residency, which we have done. And we found out after we bought the house that there were two artists who lived in the house previous to me and my husband moving there. One was a writer in the earlier part of the 20th century and one was a painter. And I just thought it was so interesting that, you know, three artists have lived in this 200-year-old house within 100 years of each other.
Supernatural about that.
And I was like, gosh,
Yeah.
is there a play here? But how do you bring three people together that have lived over such a span of time without ghosts?
Right.
It took me a year to figure it out.
That's true.
So
yes.
that's where it came
So
from.
just that's beautiful. How did this play come to Pure? And tell us a little bit more about sort of the incubation period for plays like this.
So, as you know, we do a lot of new work, and we run our new play development through something called Pure Lab. And it is a home for playwrights at all different levels in their careers. You could be very seasoned, you could be brand new to it, and you can find a home in the lab. And then the lab puts the resources of the organization of Pure behind it. You know, we're a ensemble-based company, which means we have access to really fine actors. So we read a lot of scripts, we read words out loud, which Brad will tell you is a very important part of the play development process, hearing these words out loud. And then we make selections whenever possible to produce work. To produce new work that kind of comes through the lab.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? I find that interesting.
Sure.
When you read something aloud versus in your own head.
Absolutely. It's so crucial. I had sent, I've been talking to Sharon about this play for a while. Sent her a script, I don't know, a year and a half or so ago. Sharon read it, made some comments about it. And then last December, we did what's called a table read, which is exactly what it sounds like. The actors are sitting around a table, but so you're not moving around, but you're
in
hearing
character
it
too.
out loud.
Absolutely.
And that was really important for me, great feedback from them. And then a call from Sharon saying, I think we should produce this play.
It's great to give it like a deadline too.
Yeah.
That's the other
Yeah.
thing. There's
Yeah.
an end game.
So it's the voices that really bring it all to life too.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the story there, but you know, new works like this, how does it reflect really the mission of Pure Theater?
Right. What I love so much about this play and so much of the work that we produce is it does have Low Country roots, it does have South Carolina roots. And I think that that's a huge component of the work we produce through the lab.
And this is not your first work with Pure that you've written for Pure, is it?
It is.
It is your first. Oh, okay.
But
you've done others.
Yes, and they've been produced in San Francisco and other places. And
Oh,
I'm
wow.
just really thrilled that this
Lovely
play
homage.
that takes place here in the Low Country is getting its world
Yes.
premiere at Pure. I hope it goes on to many other
Yeah,
productions
absolutely,
Right.
yeah.
elsewhere, but that fact that it's starting here
Yes.
is so it's so
Important.
cool and so rich.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful, and musical too. So
This is
plays,
not, the other one
but
was,
you do musicals as well.
Yeah.
Now you also have a Pure Conversation is what's coming up on April 18th.
Right.
So will you be headlining that one?
So there are 3 of us. So Harlan
Okay.
Green, who I think many folks will know is a really important historian of the Low Country in South
Sure,
Carolina,
of course.
and a writer and novelist himself.
Journalist
And,
as well.
Yes.
and Aaron Drummond, who is a South Carolina artist, actually has been at our artist residency and was in residence there
Oh, yes.
creating work.
Yeah.
So the 3 of us will be in conversation
Very good.
about the play, but also just about some of the themes of the play and the ideas and
Yeah.
the history of this area.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
This sounds wonderful. All right, so The Ocean We Swim in, this is April 16th through May 9th at Cannon Street Theater. You must go. Thank you both
Thank
so
you
much.
for having
you.
us.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
We'll be back after this.